That's right. Oh, that's right. It's another podcast right here on the Drunk Bantha channel and Nerds at Night. I am your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill, and this is the Bantha Bunch Show. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, now, what's going on out there, world? Shout out to you. Shout out to you. This is your favorite cousin's favorite cousins. My hands is ashy right now because I just got through washing my hands, baby. Let's make some noise, man. I'm so hyped right now. You see how this little setup is right here? You see how weird this shit is? What up, fam? What up? What up? What up? What up? Shout out to Fifth Bantha. He said, what up, fam? What up, dog? You know what I'm saying? Can't do it without the Fifth Bantha. Can't do it without the Fifth Bantha. Can't do it. Man, how y'all doing out there in the world? How y'all doing, man? I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking. Man, we got at least one thing to talk about today, and it's going to be a great show regardless how many things I end up talking about. We're definitely going to talk about the new documentary on Netflix called This Is The Zodiac Speaking. Oh, is that? It don't. I think it's wrong on here. This is The Zodiac Speaking is what the name of it is. Not calling. But yeah, fucking dope ass documentary, if I do say so myself so far. Well, not so far. I mean, I finished it, but you know what I mean? Like, it was a really good documentary. I had a lot of fun with it, well produced. And that's the end of this review. I'll see y'all later. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, dude, it was a really great documentary, well produced. I really highly recommend you watch it. There will be some spoilers here if you've never seen it or don't know nothing about that shit. Don't know nothing about the Zodiac killer in general, then you probably actually, you know what? You could just watch this and then decide whether or not you want to go watch it, right? You don't have to worry about spoilers because guess what? It's real life. So you know what happens. Shout out to Film Age. What's up, Film Age? What's up, Film Age? He said, speaking about the documentary, he said it was an awesome documentary. Fifth Bantha said, man, I just finished this doc. Wow. I'm psyched about that. The alien abduction in Manhattan doc too. Oh, I haven't actually seen that one. Yeah, send that on over, Red Rover. Maybe I'll check out the trailer. But yeah, shout out to everybody else out there. First of all, I want to say shout out to the new members and the new subscribers on Nerds at Night and at the Drunk Banthas channel. Holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with y'all. You fuck with us. We fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget that you can get yourself some Drunk Banthas merch. Very much so, like what you see right here. You know what I mean? And if you're wondering what's going on with the bubbles, man. Oh yeah, I forgot to introduce my co-host. It is Producer Penny, looking all cute. Producer Penny, shout out to Producer Penny. Penny, you got anything you want to say? No. All right. That kind of attitude will not make you many friends, Missy. But yeah, I'm just toying around with this. Do y'all like this? Do you like this? Does this look good? This little bubble that I'm in? Or would you prefer to see me in like the square like before? You know what I'm saying? So if you don't understand what I'm saying, do you like this? Or do you like this? Do you like this? Or do you like this? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Or do you like this? Do you like this? Or do you like this? You know, basically 1, 2, or 3. Let me know in the comments. 1, 2, or 3. At any rate, what up, Gers and Purrs? Gers and Purrs says, I like the square. Can't lie, I can't lie. I like the square too. 9 Nerd Yard says, I like the big circles. I'm not gonna lie. I like the big squares. I like the circles. That's what I'm in between. I don't like the little squares. The little squares was not where it was at. But like, this is that's out. The circles is cool, but you got to do this to make it the big circles. You got to put it at the side by side. I'm curious as what it's going to look like when another person joins in. Somebody join in. This shit looks crazy. It's a new feature that they just gave us over here, and I'm just playing with it, really, to be honest with you. And if I make it this box, actually, I'm going to go back to the box and round out the corners. And bam, now we got rounded corners. No more of these guys. No more getting cut while you're going across the room. This is, yeah. So anyway, little inside baseball there. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Girls and Purrs. Shout out to Film Age. Shout out to Fifth Bantha, 9 Nerd Yards. And also shout out to Sanaka Edwards. Circles are cool. Plus it gives you the ability to have things in the background. You know what? That's what I really was getting attracted to, was the ability to have stuff in the background. Because, for instance, like this, you can see the Zodiac thing, right? Like you can see that, right? Like, and you can see what it says down here at the bottom. It says, this is the Zodiac speaking. Hey, only thing I want to know is it like aesthetically pleasing to you guys? Like, can you even still see me? Because in my monitor, I'm seeing very small pictures of myself right here. It's a very, very, very tiny. And then I can do this. Like 9 was saying, you can do the big circles. The big circles. So Sanaka says your size doesn't change. Fifth Bantha says you're too small. Yeah, so it's varying opinions. Keep becoming. I need more feedback all the time. I need more feedback. So yeah, keep that information coming. For now, I'm going back to, well, just for now, I'll probably be changing a lot during this entire experiment that we're all going to experiment with today. We're all going to go through the process at the same time, baby. At the same time. Because, I learned from you guys, and you guys helped build this show, and all of the shows that we do on these channels. So, man, yeah, the more you contribute, it's like you're contributing in your own entertainment. Y'all know what time it is, though. Y'all know what time it is. It's time to start talking about this goddamn movie. But first, let me see what y'all talking about. Fifth Bantha said, oh, y'all are still talking about chat bubbles. Never mind. Oh, man. 9 says, I think the big circle works with the Zodiac backdrop. We are and Fifth Bantha says, we are contributing to your delinquency. That is right. You absolutely are. You're actually contributing to keep my delinquency at a minimum. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably be out at a bar or Well, no, there ain't no or a restaurant drinking at the bar, eating good though. Not no bullshitter. Let's see if this changes anything right here about the circles here for me. Okay, so for y'all who don't know, I am pretty big and into these serial killer movies, documentaries, and generally just any story that might lead to them. Like I haven't heard anything about it in quite some time, but there was a serial killer even in Birmingham, Alabama, at quite some time ago. The 10th Street Killer, I think that's what they call him. The 10th Street Killer. Anyway, but a lot of times, most times, in the modern, well, you know what? People think that, I'm gonna rephrase what I was about to say. Okay. People assume that people commit murders and then they go to jail. But like something like 80% of murders aren't solved. Like they go unsolved. Well, to me, that speaks to the fact that there could be many serial killers out there killing many people and nobody ever know it. Because how can you, if you can't tell me that this person did it or X person did it or prove without a shadow of a doubt, without a reasonable doubt that this person murdered this person, then how do we know it's not a serial killer that's committing the crimes, right? And the reason, now, scientifically, they'll say that the reason is because they don't show the same pattern or the like they're not leaving a calling card, or also people say the police may not be releasing that information to the public and keeping it under tight grips. But the fact of the matter is, we hear about everything else. I believe we would have heard about that if it was. I think that there's just a lack of interest in that type of thing in the news these days. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like America only likes their serial killers in the past these days, as opposed to back in the day. We were pretty much like aware that people, or I don't want to say aware is like, not like we're not aware, but it was like a concern that people were being murdered or people were going missing at exponential rates in certain places. And today it doesn't seem like we care about that. And I don't know. And that's in my opinion. Sanaka Edwards says, they say the reasons a serial killer gets caught is due to wanting the recognition. And that's exactly that leads right into my point. Jack the Ripper was never caught, says Sanaka. Yeah, see, that goes to my point, is that what every serial killer can't want to get caught. That can't be the case. That's like statistically impossible for one group of people to all do the exact same thing through the entirety of time. So I feel like they just we don't inspect it enough. We don't investigate it to that degree, or we don't connect the dots, is more likely to me than the fact that there isn't one out there. Right. And that leads me up to this little preamble that I did, leads me up to talk about how the Zodiac Killer was one of those serial killers that we're talking about, right? The Zodiac Killer was a killer that did not get caught. It was a serial killer that not only didn't get caught, but played and toyed with the media and the police to a degree that he literally could be considered the world's or the United States' biggest most successful terrorist of all time, because he was able to terrorize well, I guess maybe not the whole country. Because, the way we work in this fucking country is we just all stop. We don't care if it's happening in our state. I mean, if it's not happening in our state. It's like, if it's not happening in my town, it's not happening in my city, it's not happening in my state. Then it goes, if it's not happening in my country, then you don't give a shit about it. But yeah, it was definitely California's most, Sanaka. It was definitely California's most terroristic killer that of all time that ever lived in this, because they caught the Golden State Killer, they caught the Strangler, they caught the Midnight Killer, whatever the fuck he was, forgot his name, Night Rider, the Night Rider. They did kill, but they caught all of those killers that we've named. I think not Dahmer. Who had somebody else had some killers out here. There's a lot of California killers out here. But the Zodiac got away with committing atrocities, y'all. And why are they considered atrocities, right? Like, why do we care about these deaths more than other people's, really? It's because, not that we care about them, but that sounds crazy, right? Why do we care about these deaths and not other people's deaths? No, why do we care about this story, right? Why do we put an emphasis on the types of victims that the Zodiac had? That's because they're children, really. I mean, he killed a bunch of kids, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Like, this guy was pretty fucking crazy. But there was always a lot of suspects. You hear the stories like, oh, there were 2,700 suspects in this investigation. But the fact of the matter is, they really had one guy in mind for quite a very long time. From the beginning of the case, really, they had a guy named Arthur Lee Allen. And, I didn't write his name down. You know why? I didn't write his name down. I got my little notes. I was like, I don't have to write his name down. I've known Arthur Lee Allen's name since I was like 23 or something like that, because that's when I first read Robert Graysmith's book, and that's when I first saw the movie The Zodiac with Jake Gyllenhaal and Mark Ruffalo and Robert Downey Jr. Great movie if you haven't seen it. It is one of those movies that, so let's just say you haven't seen this documentary, right? And you watch this movie first. If you watch this documentary, you're going to be like, damn, this is like basically the same shit, same information, except for we get a whole bunch more added to it. Like, let's get down to the shit, man. Let's get to the shit, man. Because this documentary, first of all, was well done. I need to look up who the producers were before we move on, because they did a really good job, and I don't want to just sit here and not give nobody they love. You know what I mean? This is the Zodiac speaking. Let's see. This is boring for y'all to listen to, huh? This is the Zodiac speaking, goddammit. Producers. Okay. The executive producers of the Netflix documentary series This is the Zodiac speaking are Phil Lott, Ari Mark, and P.G. Morgan. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Yeah, man. This story starts out. Now, the first killings, I don't think, are until like 1967, 1968. That's the first killing, right? First Zodiac killing. But this story actually starts in 1961, 7 years before the first murder in Santa Ana, Santa Ana, Tosa Elementary School. Say that 5 times fast. Santa Ana, Tosa Elementary School, Tosa, Tosa Elementary School. And that's in Atacarso, California. That's the most difficult fucking cities to pronounce in all of this fucking state. Those are the ones I have to write down and read. This is insane. Anyway, I do apologize. But yeah, this story don't take place in Vallejo, California first. See, Mr. Allen, Mr. Arthur Allen, he was a teacher. He taught elementary school at Santa Tosa Elementary School. And this motherfucker happened to befriend, he was basically grooming his students. I'll just go ahead and put it like that. I'm not, you know how we do it over here, God damn it. You know how we do it. Fuck this right here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Y'all know how we do it. Listen. Basically, this dude was grooming his students. And there was this family that moved into the city for the first time. They were the Seawaters. The Seawater family. Really funny name, right? They move into this area, new area. It's kind of close to the beach. They've got a area that's kind of close to the beach over there. Their names, the kids' names, well, the mom's name was Phyllis Seawater, and the kids' names were in order of age were David, Connie, and Don. Okay. And so David, Connie, and Don used to have class taught to them by Mr. Allen, and Mr. Allen used to tutor Connie, and he used to teach Don how to dive off the diving board and all this kind of stuff, like and learn how to competitively dive and swim and all this shit with this dude. Like, he done taught them like some real life lessons and shit. Like, it was kind of crazy how close he got to this family. Actually, let me pull up, because I did have it pulled up here. Hold on. But anyway, it's kind of crazy how close he was able to get to this family, like effortlessly. Like, they didn't, I don't know, I guess back in the day it was just regular for your teacher to befriend your mom out of nowhere. Like, this guy just started being friends with his mom, with their family, and I don't know how he knew this, but they make mention of the fact that he knew that their father, Daddy Seawater, was in prison or in a mental hospital, a sick people hospital. He was in a hospital for molesting his daughter, Connie. And how did he know that? I just thought about that right now, and it kind of just stumped me. Like, how did he know that was something that he could do? Like, man, anyway, sorry. I I'm going down a rabbit hole in my own brain right now because this shit got me starting another case, man, a whole nother investigation. But yeah, he befriends their family, does Mr. Allen. And that, I keep saying Mr. Allen because if that gets annoying to you, I am sorry. But they kept calling this nigga Mr. Allen like 100,000 times. So if it gets annoying, please do forgive me. I'm trying to pull up right now the little clip here where they explain exactly what I'm about to explain without me having to do all this work, man. Y'all got me out here working. Y'all know what time it is. Okay, yeah, here we go. Now, this is Don, and then you'll end up, this is the siblings, starting with Don, explaining how they felt about Mr. Allen.
Things for my siblings and I, he was Mr. Allen, the teacher.
It's hardwired into my brain forever. I remember one of the first things Mr. Allen did, he wrote the alphabet on the board and then asked, what kind of sign goes on A? And somebody would go, oh, a circle. Oh, what sign do you want for B? Oh, a squiggle.
In the classroom, he taught us how to take codes apart and decipher letters and messages. He started us with a grid by putting the letter A in the upper left corner and then putting the letters in order across in rows. You would create a matrix where you could identify one of the squares using two numbers. And so for the first half of the year, I think it was every Friday, we would be given a cipher and we would have to decode it.
Now, that's some crazy shit, if you ask me. So for those who may not be familiar, the Zodiac Killer was known for his ciphers that he would send in to the newspapers to basically hold them hostage by telling him he would commit more atrocities if they didn't post and publish his manifestos, his letters, and his ciphers. Yeah, dude was a wild boy. Let me just go to the chat real quick. Gers and Purrs says, have you ever read the book The Monster of Florence by Douglas Peterson and Mario Spezi? It's about how a serial killer changed the culture of Italy and the social hysteria it brought about. God damn. No, I've never read that. First of all, that is the first thing, but I need to read this. I need to put this in my life. I'm starring your comment so that it doesn't go away and I can write this down later. Fifth Bantha, shout out to Fifth Bantha, he's in here texting. Sanika said, in a way, the Zodiac was the living Riddler, and not in a way, in every way. The Zodiac is, for those who may not be familiar with the story itself, that is who the Zodiac is. He is the Riddler, 100%. He just didn't have, if he'd had the internet back then, oh my God, this dude would have been insane. So Fifth Bantha's jumping the gun. He said he was Cosbying and vaping kids already. Yeah. yeah. Paul Allen. He was a Cosbying and vaping kid PDF file for sure. Allen was a diver and swimmer. Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull that up because I got that clip too. Because yeah, Morgan, you want to jump on or something? Jesus. Yeah, he was a diver and a swimmer. Like, and if you guys see how big this motherfucker is, like the idea that this dude just is a diver and a swimmer is insane. Like, he is fucking massive. I just can't imagine anybody his size getting up and swimming like that. I mean, just doing most of anything. But actually, I want to play this part real quick. Damn. Get to the shit.
Mr. Allen was an amazing swimmer. Whenever we would be with him, he'd be around the water.
Mr. Allen would dive for clams. We'd sit there on the beach and wait for him. You know, we'd follow him down there, and he'd have a wetsuit on that he made himself.
Remember the wetsuit.
Incredible. He'd go out there in these big waves and just be bobbing, and he'd disappear. And we'd wonder where'd you go, you know?
I was in awe of his skills with swimming and diving.
Everybody at the pool knew that he was a state champion platform diver.
State champion platform diver.
He said he was my swim coach.
Those are the Sea Waters giving their little explanation or their little backstory on him and his swimming. But I am only pointing out the swimming, and also, like I said, remember the wetsuit situation later. But I'm only pointing out that he was a great swimmer only because, like, the type of violence that this dude was able to enact on people takes a lot of strength, and to do it in the ease that he was doing it in. Like, the dude had what we called back in my day, we called it T-tard strength. That's what I'm gonna say for YouTube. We called it T-tard strength. Y'all know what I'm talking about. T-tard. Let's see here. Y'all are going way too hard for me to keep up in the comments here, so I'm just gonna wing it here. Let's see. Fifth Bantha said PDF file is working at the public pool and giving swimming lessons. You know what? Didn't even think about that. But he wasn't working at the public pool. He was just. Did he say he was working at the public pool? I thought he was just there. I think he just helped. He was just there with all the kids. Like, that's another thing. Not just these students, not just the Sea Waters, but all of his students talking about how fucking amazing he was when they were growing up. Like, he was like their best friend. And then, except for the ones, the girls who were like, oh, he was a little touchy. He was a little handsy. I gotta be honest with you, man. Let me talk to y'all something. Let me tell you something. Women, I'm sorry. On behalf, I feel like Bill Clinton right now. I'm apologizing for slavery. I'm apologizing for men for the last 20,000, 30,000 years. Sorry, somebody ding dong ditching over here. I apologize because y'all had to worry about somebody just touching you all the goddamn time. Jesus Christ. Like, even as a child, I got to worry about somebody trying to touch up on me all the time. Damn, that's an exhausting existence, man. Yeah, people and y'all out there who touching people without their permission and just nasty, man, sit your nasty self at the house and be nasty at the house by yourself. But don't be, I've grown. I would have told you to do something else to yourself, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to say is stay at home, man. It's not worth all this craziness, man. It's not worth all that. Penny, what you think? Well, anyway, wait a minute. Hold on. Should I put this up? I forgot. You guys, make sure you go down here to this little number. Make sure you give that a call. If you call it and leave me a voicemail, I'll put it on the show. No bullshit. I promise you, I'll do it. Just call the number and I'll put your voicemail on the show. It can be anonymous. I won't have to give your. I don't want to. I don't need to give your name away. You can give your name if you want, but I don't. I'm not gonna do it. Just come on, help your boy out. It's a bit that I'm trying to get off, but it doesn't work unless y'all call the number. Okay, but anyway, back to the show. So yeah, man, this family has established a relationship with a serial killer and doesn't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit was kind of blowing my mind. I was like, how many serial killers have I ran into over the years? You ever think about that? Like, how many serial killers have you run into over the years and just didn't know it? Because they were so nice. Because Mr. Wendell would never do nothing like that. Ah, man, he was always so nice. I could never see him doing something like that to someone. Have you ever heard those things said on television and thought, damn, that person's stupid as hell? Well, I mean, I think that this could be, I think that there's a possibility that there's like 20 of almost 20 of us here together tonight, sitting here. I think it's very possible that one of us has bumped into, seen, talked to, or known a serial killer. Put it in the comments. Do you think what's the percentage of what's the percentage of serial killers that you think you've ran into in your life? Put it in the comment. I'm really interested to know. Let's see. Go into the comments just for the people who are listening. Sorry if y'all hear me say stupid shit over and over. It's because there's people listening, not just watching. Fifth Bantha says, giving lessons, I assumed working. Either way, grown ass man putting his hands on kids in the pool ain't okay. I believe you were looking for, if you're this type of person, paint the wall brain color. Oh, yeah, that's a funny one. That's not what I was looking for. Othelius. Shout out to Othelius. Welcome to the show. I didn't say it earlier, but yeah, Othelius said, freaky ass nigga need to stay they ass inside. Bill, kinda. Yeah. I kinda said that. I kind of quoted that, but then I made my own quote. But see, I wasn't even trying to do that, to be honest with you. I was not even thinking about Kendrick. You know who I was thinking about when I was saying it? Deshaun Watson. Deshaun, get well soon, but also stay your nasty ass inside. Sit your nasty ass down. See, that's why your Achilles pop, nigga. Your Achilles pop because you need to stay your nasty ass inside the house. Fifth Bantha said, I'm absolutely positive that I probably had and also don't want to know. There are some people, though, that could fit the profile, talking about how many serial killers do you think that you bumped into, or do you think you bumped into? Othelia says, how many of them had people covering up for them? Ooh, that's a good question. Fifth Bantha says, welcome to the party, folks. He dropped up some gifted memberships if you're enjoying yourself. For some reason you aren't. I don't know why you wouldn't be. Clearly you're enjoying yourself. What you need to do is you need to go ahead and gobble up them memberships. I think it's over on the Drunk Banthas. Yeah, the Drunk Banthas channel memberships. There's memberships over at Nerds at Night as well, guys. If you want to do that, I think it might be more. I don't know. I feel like it's something right here, and it's not. It's not though. It's so weird. Anyway, distractions. Oh, Carl Malone. Carl Malone, a serial killer? Let's do it. The thing is, Carl Malone is a big ass nigga. But black people don't be serial killers. But black people have been serial killers before. Because they got that Muslim dude that was in Virginia killing niggas with his son in the trunk. That's a dubious shit. Dubious. But maybe Carl Malone. Well, Othelia says, nah, he a PDF file. But Carl Malone is a PDF file, but so was Arthur Lee Allen. And this nigga is the Zodiac, big dog. So, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know, man. Carl Malone might be a serial killer. I can't really say that because I don't want to get sued, but allegedly, if I hit this button and say something, that means that I can't get sued for saying it, right? If I hit I can't get sued. That's the rule. That is the law. That is in copyright law. If I hit that's it. Another law, when I hit this button, we go on back to what we was talking about. And so, yeah, what was the other thing that I had? Oh, yeah. They had so many fucking clues. So many fucking clues, y'all. I'm talking about if there was anything that I gained from this documentary that I didn't before, it's not always about how smart the serial killer is or how lucky the serial killer is. It's also it's also very evident that the police are so stupid in most of these cases. Anytime we're talking about cold cases or anytime we're talking about long-standing investigations, 90% of the time, the cops were just inefficient. They didn't do their job. They didn't do their due diligence. They just bullshitted their way through an investigation and could never end up finding anything. But that's not really what happened with these investigators. They just had actual boots on the ground police officers just fucking the whole investigation up. Dog. And like how so, Bill? Well, one time the killer, Zodiac, killed a dude in the cab. He was a cab driver. He got picked up from in front of a theater, and he told him where to go, and he shot him in the back of the head, and then took the dude's shirt and tore it so he could wipe his dust prints off of his dust prints. Oh my God. So he could wipe his prints down off of all of the shit so they couldn't dust for prints. And then he got blood on the shirt. And I think he like sent the shirt in or some shit too. I don't know. But Othelia said, end up like Jaguar Wright. Oh man. Fifth Bantha said he begged them to catch him, and they had speaking to that point earlier. Like, yeah, he begged them to catch him, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but they just were so they were so incompetent. I didn't want to say that, but like these niggas was just mad incompetent at every turn. And the guy who was the detective, I can't remember his name right now. David Tetch. Anyway, the guy who Dirty Harry was based off of, and it's the guy who Mark Ruffalo played in the Zodiac movie. He was like the only smart. Him and his partner were like the only smart people in the fucking movie. But I mean, in the movie, in the documentary series, because I thought this was only going to be a movie, but apparently it ended up. It's a 3-episode deal. I think they're like 40-something minutes a piece. Not gonna lie, I wasn't mad at it being that length. I really just wish. Why can't we just have a documentary that just goes? If it's gonna be 3 episodes, just put it in fucking 2 hours. 90, like give me 90 minutes, give me 120 minutes straight documentary, because I'll watch it, but I don't need you to break it up into all these episodes and shit, try to make it episodic and all that. Fuck that. I'm not with it. I'm out on that. How y'all think about it? I mean, what? I have mic issues all the time, right? I'm always having mic issues. This motherfucker's mic don't never have no issues. I might switch to his mic, to be honest with you. His breath stink. Anyway, if you guys are in here right now, shout out to y'all. If you're watching on Nerds at Night, if you're watching on Twitter or Drunk Banthas, I appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. How are we feeling about this bubble? Is the bubble boring? Is it stupid? Is it cute? Is this cool? Who knows? Put it in the comments. Let's keep it. Let's keep up with the commentary here, because I need to know. I need criticism, not constructive either way. Yes, constructive. No constructive. Who cares? I just want you to be critical on this whole thing. Look at this. Can I do this right? Can I get this right? There we go. Look at that. Oh, I'm like a fucking G out here. Oh, man. Gers and Burrs says, I've definitely worked with some corporate peeps that I suspect are serial killers. I mean, there's just nothing going on behind their eyes. Man, that's a good sign. Yeah, like dead eyes. Like, and it's not cocaine and lack of sleep. Like, dead eyes are a good sign. Cold nature, good sign. Yeah, no, you know what? You might know some serial killers, or at least bumped into one that know one. Othelia said, cops being bad. Damn, that's wild. Who would have guessed that? Fifth Bantha said he literally took the Seawater kids to every murder site while he was murdering. While he was murdering is crazy. I don't know if it's dumbness or too circumstantial. Yeah. Let's see here. Because money, Othelia said, and he also said they need to retain as much subscriptions as they can for as long as they can make money off of them. Yeah. Yes. I do have to take a little water break, y'all. Hold on a second. They got all these new dope shits on here, man. I'm getting distracted. Like, if y'all can see, I'm gonna have to fuck with this later. I'm gonna have to fuck with all this shit later. A lot of dope shit going on. Y'all gonna see some dope shit coming up from us. But anyway, let's get back to the shits. We had a lot of clues that this nigga was the Zodiac Calling. Long time, man. Like Morgan was saying, this dude was taking the kids along with him on the murders. So every time he would go out with these kids, they thought, oh, we're going to hang out with our buddy. He's so cool. He's so nice to us. My mom's friend's so nice. My mom's friend's so cool. We're going to do stuff and not go to school. And they was just hype. And then, but little did they know he was taking their ass to a murder. I'm going to go kill this little girl real quick. Y'all want to come? Can you imagine? Like, my dad took me places, you know what I'm saying, that he probably shouldn't have took me when I was a kid. You know, that's like a thing you do when you're a kid, when you're a dad back in the day. Take your kid to, you know, the I don't want to call it a bar because my dad didn't take me to a bar. He took me to a pool hall. That's what it is. He took me to a pool hall one time. You know, take your kid to a pool hall. That's what you do when you're a dad, or you take you to, you know, to the strip club. You know, y'all don't do that. Y'all don't take your 9-year-old to the strip club with you. Y'all should do that. It's like a real family bonding time. But yeah, these early killings here, like that Morgan was talking about. Ooh, why to do that? Why to do that? They took place like in the early 60s before they even were connecting them to the Zodiac. So he claimed that he killed 10 people. What's this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so we can't be sure that he didn't kill 10. So the one down here in Santa Barbara, I don't know how close or how well y'all can see this is, but the one down here in Santa Barbara, that is, let's see if it brings it up. Will it tell us anything? Or it just tells us how to get there. We don't need that. This is where he took the kids to the beach one time and murdered these 2 teenagers who were on the beach. One of which the boy was a football player, like a star on the football team. So this dude had to be immensely strong, y'all. Like, and you got to be super strong to be bouncing up and down on that damn diving board, man. Like, they show video of this fool diving on the diving board, and I was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. 2 things went through my mind. First thing, man, how in the fuck is a man that size jumping up and down on that diving board? Like, he boom, like, this dude must be incredibly strong. And the second thing I was thinking was, why was white folks so rich back in the day? Like, even the broke people was rich. These are the brokest people in this fucking state. And they got fucking Super 8 cameras and shit. Man, where I grew up, I ain't even see a camera unless it was a Kodak camera until I was in like high school. I don't understand that shit. But, you know, these are just things that I noticed. But anyway, enough about me. I'm going to go back to talking about these damn murders. So yeah, like, he's taking the kids to the beach, taking them in the mountains. And, you know, if you just look at these plot points, it looks like somebody's like, you know, little vacation plans, you know, like, oh, we're going to go hang out on the bay and then we'll go through the mountains. Then we'll go check out some of this stuff down by the lake. And then we'll come down here back towards Southern California, and we'll stop by Santa Barbara, and we'll have a little sandwich on the beach. And then I'll murder 2 people, and we'll come home. This is what this man was on, bro. It's a weird fucking dude, but like, this is how I knew the nigga was with it. Like, he was fucking lost his goddamn mind and was murdering the fuck out of people. I realized the dude was really insane when I realized how far away all these places are. And like, look at how far this nigga was going just to kill somebody. And there's a couple of other murders that they tried to pin on him as well in the documentary. One being of a lady who was in Riverside. I don't think that one was on the map that I was just showing you. Oh yeah, no, it was on here. It was on here. So yeah, he murders a young lady in Riverside. Like, this dude lives in Atatuchachachi, wherever the fuck it's called. Othelia said it's because they white, Bill. I know. I'm just saying, like, that's crazy, right? Like, can you imagine a superpower like that just being white get you a fucking Super 8 camera? That's crazy, son. Man, I ain't even got a dope camera over here. I just got a dope camera, like, we just got a dope camera for this podcast, like, goddamn, 4 months ago. 6 months ago, something like that. Like, nigga, come on. And why don't none of my white friends have money? God damn. Or do they got money and they just be lying to me? Do my white friends have money and just don't give me none because they know I need it and they hate niggas? No, I'm joking. My white friends don't give me no money and they rich on the side. Seriously though, if my white friends got money, you better give it to me. Sorry, anyway, I got caught up. Othelia said, Bill White voice sound like Bob from Martin. Oh, Phil Bates said, and a Zodiac driver's watch. Yeah, man. Like, hold on. Hold on. And I'm going to go to this other one. Fifth Bantha said, no, we are all broke. Sorry, man. See, they lied to me. They lied to me. They lying to me. I can see it coming a mile away. But yeah, no, let me get rid of this map. But anyway, y'all see how far though, like, you know, the distance that I'm talking about, man. Like the distance that we talking about, dog. You really gotta murder people, like if you really must need, like you feel it in your bones that I need to murder somebody for me to drive. This dude's driving like 12 to 13 hours a day. If you guys are unaware of the size of California, because he can't just go those distances require long days of planning, and he would have had to have been going those distances several times. I'm like, when does a guy have time to do this stuff? But the kid said that they were doing the shit like every weekend and shit. Like he had them kids going out every weekend. And what happened is the first time that I believe that he took them on a murder spree, it was with where was it? I think the first time he took them on a murder spree, it was when I was telling you about where he killed the kids, the football player. Well, he told the kids to stay in the car, but they didn't stay in the car. They got out of the car and played around. Like that's what you do, right? Your dad says, or whoever says, stay in the car. You little kid, it's hot outside. Shit, we going out. We gonna play around. They just was playing by the train tracks and stuff, and then this motherfucker ran back up the beach with blood all on him and on his hand, and he was carrying a bunch of shit, and he just threw it all in into the trunk of the car and pushed one of the kids out the way and jumped in the car. He didn't even say get in the car. They all figured it out and they all jumped in the car and they took off. These people are old as fuck telling this story now, but like they remembered it like it was yesterday, right? It was like one of them moments, you know. Turns out that these people had this dude so many times. I believe they pulled him over after that. They definitely pulled him over, if I'm remembering correctly. They definitely pulled him over after he murdered the like famous murder of the kids who were at the lake. Can't remember which lake is on that map. Yeah, but the most famous, the reason I say it's the most famous one is because it's the one where there was a survivor. It's this one up here. Yeah, this one. Can't remember what this is called. Lake something. It keeps getting smaller, so fuck them. But anyway, yeah, he got up to this lake right here, and the dude was like stabbed. Like, I don't mean, man, they wouldn't even say how many times he was stabbed in the documentary because it was apparently that gruesome. But he survived and was able to give a description of the Zodiac, which sorry, I just realized what Field Mage was saying, and that fucking threw me off. I just realized what you were talking about earlier. And a Zodiac diver's watch. Yes, I am stupid. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read, produce, and do all this shit at the same time. I apologize, y'all. But yes, the Zodiac Killer had a diver's watch, a Zodiac diver's watch, which I didn't even know those existed, right? But anyway, let's just go through some clues real quick. Like I said, the most famous one here was when he killed the lake kids and one of them survived, but the police officer pulled him over, and they said the man was wearing, no, he wasn't. The man had a knife that was bloody wrapped up in paper on the seat next to him when he was pulled over. But the police officer asked him, why you got a knife in the seat here with you, buddy? He said, oh, I was just killing some chickens. I just killed a chicken. And the police officer was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, I'll see you later. Be careful. There's a killer running around here. It's like, oh, yeah, thanks. What the fuck, man? They got a dude dead to rights. This is, man, there's a person running around murdering children in secluded areas. You're in a secluded area and you pull over a person because he looks suspicious and he's driving like a bat out of hell. You find him with a bloody knife and you still don't think it's okay to maybe ask him to step out of the car, maybe ask him a couple more questions, some follow-up questions. Why are you killing chickens? Where are you killing chickens? Who asked you to kill chickens? Where is the said chicken? You said you was killing chickens. Where is chickens? Who be just in the fucking middle of nowhere killing chickens for no reason? You know, I think there's something to the cover-up issue. I'm not too certain that there wasn't people trying to help this dude stay not got. Because there are, from what I can tell, this gave me a theory that they have a circuit of serial killers out there, that serial killers have a way to talk to each other, which is, in my opinion, why we probably haven't heard about them trying to expose themselves, because I think they have this type of language, this type of way of communicating. The reason I say that is the mother of the story, Mama Seawater, Phyllis, she turns out she was a little bit more culpable than we knew before. No one even knew about this lady before when the book came out and the movie came out. Nobody knew about this family. Not at all. But this lady, when fast forward a little bit, Arthur Allen goes to prison or he goes to the psych facility, just like the Seawater daddy did for touching his daughter. Well, he goes to prison for the same thing. He was a PDF file, and he ended up going to hospital jail, whatever. Not real jail, but hospital jail. Anyway, the nigga was up in there writing letters back and forth to the Seawater mama. The Seawater mama in there is on the outside filming herself. Now, you hear what I said now? You heard what I said now? The Seawater mama was filming herself talking to him and sending him the tapes into the prison. And then he would do the same thing when he got out. He would send her tapes back and forth. How do we know this? When the mother passed away, the kids were able to go through all of her things, and she kept every single letter that she and Arthur had back and forth. So Phyllis and Arthur are going back and forth constantly with the information and talking about things that are very vague as far as admission, but he's talking about the cases. He's talking about the murders. He's talking about the Zodiac. He's talking about all those things as if it couldn't be him, but maybe it is. Like kind of leaving it up there like that. But only in the sense that he understands somebody's going to read this after I write it. That's not Phyllis. But as far as the context of what he was saying to Phyllis in the letters, it was as if she knew everything already. It's like, I don't have to, it's what goes unsaid doesn't need to be said because we already have an understanding. And in the videos that they found, it was like pretty freaking weird, dude. Like, they're like, I don't want to say some of the stuff because it's like gross, but yeah, this lady and he go back and forth in what seems to be some kind of code, and I think when I was watching it, and you guys would have to watch it to be able to give me your opinion on it, but like when I was watching it, I was thinking, man, is this how serial killers communicate with each other? Like, I can mail you a video, or I can, I don't have to, like, I can put the SD card in an envelope and send it to you. Cause it's just, it read, or it viewed, like, cause there were videotapes, it viewed like a propaganda film for a serial killer, or it looked like a bunch of trophy. It was like a trophy film. It was like all clippings. The beginning of the video that she made for him was all clippings, basically, of people talking about the Zodiac Killer, fucking Geraldo and NBC and all this, like, people being engaged about his story. And then it was her talking at the end. And I was just like, yo, these people are a little weird. They're a little off. Here's some more. Let's just go down some clues real quick, right? Like, Morgan, help me out, man. And what are some more clues? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with some clues real quick. Othelia said, again, it's because they white, Bill. It is. It is. Some key clues, man. Let's go through some clues. Like I said earlier, or like I played earlier, this dude, Arthur Allen, he used to play cipher games with his students, right? He used to make them solve these ciphers. Another bit of evidence. in one of the ciphers, in one of the letters, the Zodiac says that he's going to shoot out the tires of a bus, school bus, and pick off the little children as they come out of the bus. Well, apparently Arthur Allen said that to two different people, like said that exact same verbiage to two different people at two different times, and they both corroborated these statements that were made. And I just don't think that that's the thing you say, much less be a thing you say to somebody, to two different people. It's like I'm not going to say that. I've said some outlandish shit, things that I wouldn't take back. No, yeah, I'd say I'd take it back. I'd take it back. I'm not that kind of person. I would definitely take it back, but nah, man. But anyway, going off the beaten path. Do you want to get back to the clues? So, dude would write a little squiggly line that looks like a Z at the bottom of every page, and they found letters of this dude doing that, you know, in his regular life. You know, he sent a reporter. So there was this lady reporter who came to his house in the 80s. As it kept going on, his name kept coming up. And so she went to his house in the 80s and interviewed him. And, you know, she does their interview. She leaves, blah, blah, blah. It comes out on television. But he writes her a letter. He writes her like a little letter stating that he, you know, really appreciated her and blah, blah, blah. She did a great job. And at the bottom of the page, it had a little Z. Like teeny tiny at the bottom of the page, a little Z. And like he was vehement about not being the Zodiac in public, but he had a lot of evidence saying that it was him, in my opinion. There's two things that kind of made that true to me. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. This is it. One of the sons, David Seawater, later in life, had talked to, what's his name? Allen, Mr. Allen, and Mr. Allen was dying from kidney failure, basically renal failure. And he was having to go to dialysis like 3 times a week, 2 times a week. And so David calls him. He's like, this nigga might die. Let me call him. My mama wanted me to call him anyway. They're like, fuck it. So he calls him and he talks to him and he asks him if he was the Zodiac. And he said, no, he didn't ask him if he was the Zodiac killer. David was just like, I wanted to thank you for, you know, being so nice to us and, you know, helping us out in life and being there for my mom and blah, blah, blah. And the Zodiac, he said the Zodiac killer just started crying. He said Alan just started crying. He said, man, I wasn't good to you. I was terrible to y'all. I was terrible to you kids. I did bad things to you kids. And he was like, what? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. He's like, no, yes. He was like, I drugged you. I drugged you kids. I slept with I molested your sister. Like, he told all of it right there. Like he was just going through it. And then that's when David asks him, are you the Zodiac killer? And he admitted. He admits it. He started just boo-hooing and telling and crying and telling and crying. It was oh man. So anyway, y'all stop with the chat. Anyway, Anyway, let me take this water break and this smoke break. This documentary, man, is crazy. I don't want to spend too much time just telling you the whole thing. Like, you should watch some of it. What are some other clues that happened in this? Well, first of all, I want to say this, man. One thing that's not talked about in this documentary that I was not happy about, the families, man. The families. Nobody really talked about the families of the victims, man. There was a couple of times where they talked about the victims, or they talked about, it was like 2 times that they talked about the victims' family members, or including them in the interview process and the documentary process. Like, and that's, anyway, sorry. That's not, Penny, what are you doing? You're looking too cute all the time. Anyway, that wasn't enough to me. The documentary should have did a better job of trying to document the side of the people who have actually lost. You know, like they focused on the family a lot, like the Seawaters a lot, but that wasn't, they didn't suffer any loss. Actually, they're not, I ain't want to say they're complicit. Their mother is definitely complicit in a lot of all of that, right? Like, their mother knew way more than she was leading on, and she just didn't care because she was getting out of it whatever it is that Lee was giving her. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know what he was giving her. But that's my Shannon Sharp. Hey Ocho. Hey Ocho. I don't know what he was giving her, but I know she wasn't taking it back. I don't know what she was giving her. I don't know what she was giving her, but I know she wasn't taking it back. What? Hey, what you saying? Hey, I don't know what they call it, but they're not giving it back. Yeah, there should have definitely been more conversation with them. I want to know, like, what have they been able to move on past it? Do they feel like this guy could be the killer of their loved ones? Are they putting pressure on the state to try to finally finish this case? This case is still an open case right now. There's plenty of people who are on the internet right now trying to solve the case. Like Zodiac researchers is what they call them. Because you got millions of people who are on the case on this stuff, and it's kind of rad. But did I just say rad? I'm watching white folks all day. It's crazy. I'm sorry, white people. I've been killing white people today, and that is not nice. I apologize. I gotta do better. You know what?
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats.
There you go. I made it better. Yeah, man, you guys should really check out this documentary. I don't want to talk. There's certain things that I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk about because it's like, yo, what's the point? Y'all not gonna go watch the movie if I tell you the whole thing. I do want to say that they were able to retrieve a knife. Now, like I said, this family, the Seawaters, they dealt with a lot of shit with this dude. Adopted by a serial killer. That should have been the name of this documentary. The Seawaters, adopted by a serial killer. Morgan, let me know if that's the truth or not. Like, what do you think? You saw it. Film Age, what do you think? You think that's a good title for this documentary? Because I think that that's really what happened. This serial killer adopted this family and then did with him what he felt like doing, and then went to prison for touching little girls, got back out, and didn't commit another murder as far as we know, but he did like hang out with this family. Like he still kept in touch with this family. The 3 siblings that I mentioned, they ended up having like their mama was bow, 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 and bow, 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 bow. It's like 7 of them kids. So anyway, one of the youngest boys whose name I can't remember because he wasn't really in the doc until like the very end. He was gifted the younger son, the younger Seawater. He was gifted a knife by Alan, who he had the knife in a drawer, and the kid was just like, "Hey, what's up with that knife? You got it wrapped up in plastic. What's up with that?" He said, "You know what? Why don't you just take it? You can have it. I don't need it anymore. You can have it." And he goes, "What? Okay, thanks." And he's just like, "I don't know what the deal is. It's just a sword wrapped up. I'll just leave it wrapped up." And he put it away. Turns out this knife may be the murder weapon knife. So they took it to the this blood expert for analysis, this DNA expert for analysis, and they want to be able to test that blood and see against a cotton swab that they have of Allen, Mr. Allen. I think it's a cotton swab. Yeah. So yeah, it's like they coming down on this dude, right? It's coming to a head, and then this nigga died. So the blood results did not come back as of the time that this movie came out, that this documentary came out. But it's going to take them a while, but they are going to have this information. And Netflix, they're going to do another documentary if they find out that it's positive for blood. But they believe that there's blood on the knife. It tested positive for blood being on the knife. Question is, whose blood is it? How many people's blood is it? It's they couldn't say if there was. They couldn't tell if the blood that was on the knife was just from one person. Well, no, they could tell that the blood that was on the knife was from more than one person because of the layered type way that the DNA was spread on the hilt of the hilt of the knife. It was like a big ass buck knife, right? That leads me to believe that you've got the blood of multiple victims on there, which is why that happened. Like, if you cut yourself a bunch of times, it's going to be the same blood on the knife. Even if you just did it on your own on accident, it's not going to be, this is not going to come up as showing like multiple DNA samples on one, different types of DNA samples at that from the one person. No, it's not going to do that. So I feel like that's open and shut, in my opinion. Like all of the evidence that they've got, and add on top of that we're talking about DNA evidence, I think that this should be a closed case. But this nigga died with a fucking letter in his hand, typed letter, and said, "I did not do any of this shit." I'm like, did he die though? Did he die? I don't know. Because like it's really suspicious that you die from a bonk on the head while you're walking to place your, letter to the police that I am not the Zodiac killer into the mail. Like that's what you're getting ready to do, is mail something off to the police. He might have been just getting ready to troll them a little bit more. Who knows? Motherfucker's a serial killer, man. I don't know. Who does know? And if you know, I gotta be worried about you. You know what I'm saying? Ophelia said, that's why I don't fuck with hold on, I'm gonna read it over here. That's why I don't fuck with these docs. They don't center the families at all. No, they don't. They don't fuck with the families on a lot of them. Unless the family is the one that was done dirty. Like, unless there's no way to avoid it, yeah, they don't do it. Morgan said, good title. Adopted by a serial killer. That's what it is. The Sea Waters. Adopted by a serial killer. Ophelia said, Cat Williams was not lying. 2024 really the year of truth. It really is. It really is. Now let me tell you something. Because look, they could honestly in the next year have solved one of the longest standing fucking crimes in the history of the United States of America, the Zodiac killer. And then did y'all hear about Abercrombie and Finch? The nigga from Abercrombie and Finch, he going to prison. Son. Be easy, player, or it'll be your last shot. Hey, man. These big, thick deviants is all going down after this. Nobody got no place to stand after this year. Penny? Yeah, man. These niggas is going down. It's crazy. I don't know why. If you believe in God, people say that they'll, that the prophet can show himself and God will speak through people in many ways. That's what they'll say. God will speak through people in many ways. Let me tell you something. If you believe in God, you must believe that Cat Williams was being spoken through by Jesus Christ or God himself, because that nigga said that shit. When he said that these niggas was going to get it, he said, I don't care if it's Diddy. I don't care if it's nigga naming niggas. What? Who y'all think is the most famous? First of all, this is a good question. Who is more famous than Puff Daddy that you think would be in a video of him vaping somebody? Because that is what's the scuttlebutt is on the streets, is that there's a videotape out there with Diddy vaping in person with another celebrity, and the report is that they're bigger than Diddy. Now, y'all tell me what y'all think. Gers and Purrs says, yes, all these rich peeps are diddling people and finally getting caught. Yep. It's a nice situation. Hold on, Frothy. You're saying that Busta Rhymes is more famous than Diddy? I don't think so. I can't go with that one. No, ma'am. I can't go with it. Unless this is being funny, I think it's hilarious. But no. And somebody said Leonardo DiCaprio. And I'm not going to say that Leonardo DiCaprio isn't famous, but I just don't think that, like, my grandmother knew who Diddy was. You dig what I'm saying? That's how you measure fame. Like popularity. Like, you might not like him, but he's one of the most known people on the planet is Puff Daddy. And somebody mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm like, they might be like 1A, 1B type thing. Like, it ain't really I don't know. But but anyway, yeah, I'm that story right there is tripped me out because I've seen it and I know there's more to come, but that's another wild situation, man. And then, like I said earlier, Abercrombie and Fitch, that's wild. And I don't know if y'all noticed this, but our former president and the presidential candidate for the Republican Party had a lady come out and accuse him of SA and doing all kind of other deviant type behavior to her, and ain't nobody talked about that at all. Othelia said, what if it's Donald Trump? Now, see, that one right there, sir, deserves one of these. What if it's Donald Trump? That is some wild shit. It could be Trump. It could be Trump. It could be Trump. It could be Trump. Oh my God. Who does Donald Trump have a song? I mean, does Puff Daddy have a song with Donald Trump in it where he talks about Donald Trump? Somebody got to. He got to. They New Yorkers. They're New Yorkers. Both their daddies was New Yorkers. Both their daddies was gangsters. Man, you might be on to something right there with that one. Because what if it's Don? If it's the Don, man, who knows, man? Let's see here. Curse and Purrs says, also, did you watch the press conference today about the Menendez brothers re-sentencing? I did not. Damn, they got that shit done? Are they gonna really let these white boys out of... Well, I guess they're half white, but that's not important. They gonna really let these motherfuckers out of prison? I cannot do... We gotta let people out of jail for weed before we stop letting niggas out for jail for prison. I mean, for murder. Like, you're supposed to stay in prison when you murder somebody. That's what I thought. You not supposed to be coming back out. We put you in so you wouldn't come out. And also, I don't care if you... Let me get my solo. Because let me just tell y'all something. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while. I don't care that you were SA'd by your parents. I don't care if you were vaped by your parents. I don't care if your parents is whooping your ass every day. Just, spankings. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that shit. Lost my train of thought, y'all. Not gonna lie. Lost my train of thought. But I can't even remember what I was talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. No, the Menendez brothers. Let me tell you something. I don't care if your parents touched you. I don't care if your dad made you suck his wee-wee and made you swallow it. I don't care if y'all take showers together now and y'all are weird in the head. Y'all don't know if you're gay. Y'all don't know if you're straight. You don't know how to be. I don't care if your parents are your parents. Actually, I don't care if they're not your parents. You shot people like 8 times in the face, son. You shot your mama and your daddy in their living room while they was watching TV and eating ice cream. Nigga, fuck out of here. If the motherfuckers get out of jail, it's up. Like, Come on, man. That's crazy. Like, these kids shot their parents in the face with shotguns at close range several times. Like, that doesn't deserve, you don't deserve to go anywhere except to jail. What's this one here? Yeah, Gerson Purse said they did the deed. And Othelia said extremely specific. Extremely specific. I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret right now. My chest has been hurting a lot. Right here, I got this little pectoral injury, and I took a muscle relaxer before I got on here. And that's why my speech has probably been a little crazy. And that's why I just forgot what the fuck I was talking about. That is ridiculous. I can't be just sitting here forgetting what I'm talking about, dog. Because I can't even fake it. If I can't even fake knowing what I'm doing if I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even fake it. Like, I know what I'm talking about if I'm over here. So do forgive me. Please, 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 please. I apologize. Oh, right now, since we got time, I want to say shout out to Film Age. Film Age, are you still here? Shout out to Film Age. We're going to play a little clip of Film Age's new shit. He's got a short film coming out, and I want to play a clip from it from here. It's called What's in the Neighborhood, and put it in the chat if you know when it's coming out, because I can't remember, but maybe it says right here. I can't remember. Boy, let me tell you something. That shit be scary. That shit's scary every time I've seen it so far. I've seen it like 4 times. That shit's scary. The jump scare is crazy, but the goddamn shit is just, in general, is crazy. It's scary. But yeah, don't forget to check that out, you guys. Again, that's What's in the Neighborhood. And that's going down on Film Age shit. Go over to Twitter. Go check out his Twitter. And yeah, type in Film Age. Boom. He's right there. Holler at him. Holler at him. He said, oh, Film Age says, ha ha ha. Thanks, dude. You know what time it is, dog. You know. Othelia said, definitely hype for this. Yeah, man. We all hype for that. And Lil Frothy is scared. Scary. That's an inside joke. I shouldn't even do that. Because there's no way that is as funny to me. I mean, to you as it is to me. Man. What else was I going to say? Oh, guys, don't forget to come and hang out with us on Monday, 8 p.m. Pacific time, because we're going to be talking about Grotesquerie. Grotesquerie was crazy. We're going to be talking about Agatha all along. Agatha was a good episode last one, I think. And we're going to be talking about Penguin, and the Penguin, y'all know the Penguin is up right now. So I'm just getting mad hype. I'm actually I'm really excited about the next month coming up though, because we got Arcane coming back up. I know. If you haven't seen Arcane, it's an animated television series on Netflix. And please, if you like kicking it here with us every Monday, go over there and watch it right now on Netflix. Just click that thing right there. Right there. Click it. Go search it if you can't click it, right? And then go watch it. Arcane. And we're going to talk about it here in November when it starts back up. We're also going to be talking about something else that I can't remember in November, but I'm excited about November. That's all you need to know. Okay. But yeah, make sure you go and follow us on Instagram so that you get updates on that, and make sure you follow us on the Drunk Bantha's channel and Nerds at Night channel so that you make sure you get your updeezies. Okay. Updeezies. You know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Updeezies.
These nuts.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, this is the Bantha Bunch show. You can check us out here every Thursday, every fucking Thursday, even Halloween. Next week is Halloween. I'll be right here and I'll be hanging out with you, and you. Yeah, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. Actually, I guess we can quit lying to ourselves. It's mostly 7, but sometimes it's 8:15 p.m. Pacific time. But it's always Pacific time, baby, 7 or 8. Right here every Thursday, and then every Monday, like I said, it's the Drunk Banthas podcast. Every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific time, 8:15. If you feel me, you feel me. We cannot do it without you guys. So I really, 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 really appreciate you guys, and I really want you to do me a favor. Just hit that like and subscribe button. It's been a fucking pleasure hanging out with you guys tonight. But unfortunately, I gotta get some fucking food in me. So I do bid you farewell. Good night. You guys have fun. I'm out of here.
Go outside, nerd. Get out. Go. I ain't got time to be